Hello and welcome to Hybrid Powered by chinkseyMEDIA.
The ball is in the air.
Back again for every word from Mikel Arteta's pre-Crystal Palace Carabao Cup Quarter Final match presser.
The ball is in the air.
Here we're going to hear every word from Mikel Arteta on what he said on Arsenal v Crystal Palace, the striker dilemma and fixture chaos. Here is every word from Mikel Arteta's pre-match press conference before the quarter-final later on today. Mikel Arteta faced the media ahead of Arsenal's match against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup Quarter Final. With the hectic schedule over Christmas limiting time, the Gunners' boss spoke to reporters immediately after his post-match Everton press conference, which is understandable. The match against the Eagles, the schedule, the cup priority, and Gabriel Jesus were the main focus of the discussions. The Brazilian has a great chance of starting his first game for the Gunners since his return from injury. This will be Palace's third game in 7 days after their draw on Thursday in the Europa League and then defeat away to Leeds United on Saturday evening. The winner of the match will face Chelsea in a two-legged semi-final across January and February. Here is every word from the Arsenal manager's press conference. Gabriel Jesus made 3 appearances off the bench. Do you think he's ready to start? Yes, he is. You can see now, not only in games, every day in training, how much he wants it. He's going to deserve a chance soon. I've been saying this for months, that I felt like this was the game that he was to get his first start in 11, 12 months. I earmarked it for the game for him to start, but having said that, he may not start because we've got some good options. Gyökeres has got off the mark in recent games. Also, Mikel Merino has been phenomenal up there, you know. So, but personally, I do think it's a flip of a coin between Merino and Jesus to start up front. Although I do actually have both of them starting, I have Merino in midfield just to give people like Zubimendi a rest. Have you been surprised at how sharp he's looked considering how long he's been out? No, because I was watching when he was 7 months already on the pitch and the way he was moving and how much he wanted it. I think he wrote a beautiful letter there explaining what football means to him and how it affects his life. I think it was something beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I love Jesus because he's so infectious. It's like he wants it so much. He's so passionate. Every time he gives his best, you know, he's so flary, exciting player to watch. He always makes something happen. He's going to give you some verve, some effervescence, some spark in the team, which I wouldn't say has been lacking, but something that is unique to him. How much could he shift the dynamic? Obviously, he's a very different player to Victor, for example, and Mikel Merino. How much could he shift it and maybe unlock a few players that haven't quite hit their top form? Okay, obviously, that question was linked to Gabriel Martinelli, clearly. I think that's probably the biggest quality of Gabby, bringing people together, connecting with people and generating a lot of uncertainty in the opponent. When you see him today, the amount of spaces that he was involved in, that's his biggest quality. So we need to exploit that. I think 2 players that will automatically have their lights turned on when Gabriel Jesus is in the team are definitely Gabriel Martinelli, which is why I think Jesus will start, because I think Martinelli will start. And also Martin Odegaard, because I know they're close. I know they like to do their tricks together. They've got a connection in that sense where they're probably the 2 most skillful players at the club. Well, Madueke's up there as well. But, and yeah, obviously he's one of the senior members of the squad. He's 29 now, I believe. Next year he'll be 30. He's been out for so long. So that commands respect. He's also one of the few players to have won the Premier League. So you can say he's one of the leaders of the squad. I'm sure he'll be chomping at the bit and raring to go to have a fantastic 6 months to lift trophies for Arsenal so he can squeeze himself back into that Brazil squad, because if he's at his best, he'll be at the World Cup. It's a quick turnaround for what is a really important game against Crystal Palace tonight. They've played a lot of games. They've played Thursday. They've played Sunday. How do you think that's going to affect how both teams go into the game on Tuesday? We are used to it. I think it's the only week that we've had a week to prepare. It was this week. The rest until February at least is going to be like this. Yep, that is true. I looked at the fixtures and it's just game after game after game. But obviously top level football's like this. Crystal Palace are in this situation because they won 2 trophies in the last few months. So obviously you can't have one without the other. If you want to be successful, then this is what comes with it. Sorry for another one on Gabriel Jesus really quickly. But if he does play against Crystal Palace, it will be his 100th Arsenal appearance. So I was just wondering if you could talk about the Gabby that came to Arsenal back in 2022 and the one that you see now. Well, it's been a really intense journey, I would say. I think when he joined us, I think he lifted the belief, the spirit and the energy of the club and the team. I think he gave something very different to what we already had, and that was really impressive. And then he had some really bad injuries that hasn't allowed him to have the consistency that we need from a very important player. But he's back. I like his fighting spirit, the way he's decided to always prepare in the best way. He's unbelievable and the team has got it now and we need to use it. Yeah, like I already said about Jesus, there's something about him where he just kind of gives his all. He has quality, skillful, just his energy on the pitch and off the pitch is infectious and it brings respect from not just his peers but his opponents as well. I think now's a key moment now because I do think he has a key role to play. He does look fit, he does look sharp, so unleash him. Especially given the fact that he did score a hat-trick at this stage last season, almost exactly a year to the day ago, because I was there in a remarkable 3-2 win that we had over Crystal Palace. And obviously, we know what happened against Newcastle in the semi-final. We don't want to go into that again. With so many fixtures you have this season, how important is the Carabao Cup competition to you? Because when you look at the fixtures ahead, when will you guys get a break? Now the most important one is the Carabao Cup against Palace because it's the next game that we have. Take it game by game. Winning and performing every game helps you for the next one. So now, full focus on that. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the Carabao Cup game, it's a tricky one because it's a quarter-final, a chance to get into a semi-final where we got last season. But also it's a chance to give players that haven't played much an opportunity. People like Lewis Skelly, people like Wanyeri, Kepa, Norgard. However, the team that I've predicted, I may be way off the mark with some choices, but just based on circumstance, based on the fact that we got Brighton on Saturday, I've gone with this following team. Kepa in goal, Jurriën Timber right back, Christian Norgard centre back, Piero Hincapié centre back, Miles Lewis Skelly left back. Defensive midfield, Declan Rice. Midfield, Mikel Merino. Attacking midfield, Emirates Stadium. Right wing, Noni Madueke. Striker, Gabriel Jesus. Left wing, Gabriel Martinelli.
Bow!